And they were normal in every way except they had green skin. There's this hidden city called Shambhala.
The giant shark coming out of it.
Now that people are really thinking we're kookadoos, like these darker regions on the North and the South Pole, which look like holes.
You're not allowed to go there means there's something.
Well, you know what's interesting? So back in, let me get my date straight. I think it was 1642. Woolwich, England.
Mm-hmm.
I told you a story?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys can look it up. Woolwich, England. Their logo for their town is still a little girl and a little boy, and it says Woolwich. And if you look at the children of Woolwich, and there's even a Wikipedia on them, and there are these two kids that the story goes, the legend goes, they showed up at like a farm one day, and they spoke a foreign language, and they were normal in every way except they had green skin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spoke a weird language. The farmer took them in. The boy died shortly after, and the girl survived. The girl later learned English and was able to describe and said that she came from the land down under, and that her and her brother had gotten lost following some cattle from her family down a cave, and all of a sudden she was in this bright land.
I'm like, take us, like, where did you, let's go back.
That's what I'm saying. And did you know that they say that there's a few, they say that there's a few openings to the center of the earth. And so they say that there's one town, one beautiful town is called Agartha. And the pictures that you see of it, it looks like Avatar, or like the depictions that have been channeled of it. Then there's another town, and for anybody that's into like, you know, kind of more like Buddhism or like really strong spirituality, there's this hidden city called Shambhala. Have you ever heard of Shambhala?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they say that Shambhala is one of the cities in the center of the earth.
Mm.
And interesting enough, they say that the Tibetan monks guard an opening that goes down to Shambhala. It's a gateway to Shambhala, to the center of the earth, to that city. Okay, so I mean, you got to think that there's got to be multiple different little cities, but there's this one city called Shambhala down there. And so, and these Tibetan monks have been sworn to secrecy to guard this opening of this cave that leads down. But the legend has it that it takes 15 days to journey from Tibet to go down to the center of the earth to get into Shambhala.
Well, yeah, I was reading like a thing about the fact to get to the middle, it's like something that said it's like 4,000 miles or whatever, and the farthest we've ever dug to get like down is only like 7.5 miles.
Yeah.
Like we haven't done nothing.
Yeah, and we've only dug in certain areas. I mean, you got to look at our landmass on the surface. Look at from the different mountain ranges to the oceans to, you know, the deserts to the different like compositions on the top of the earth. So if you just pick some random spot and dig, you know, 7 miles down,
not gonna find nothing.
But, you know, you don't know where you're digging and where these things are. And if it's like this inverseness of the outside of Earth on the inside of Earth, there's got to be different areas and different places.
Oh, because you could just be digging through another mountain.
Exactly.
And never find the middle. You'd be like, yeah, there's no middle because all I'm finding is dirt.
Yeah, so you got to find like the thinner spots and the thinner spots, right?
Mm.
So you get the center vortex going on like that and then going like that. But where else, if you're going like this and inverse on the inside, where else is it the thinnest or pushing out that it goes to there that the tunnel's the thinnest? So allegedly somewhere in Woolwich, allegedly somewhere in Tibet. There's actually supposed to be somewhere in Missouri or Minnesota. There's one place in the United States that there's supposed to be a tunnel that goes in.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Road trip?
I think it's Missouri. But where did Christina and JERA go? I don't know. They went into that cave. I don't know where. They haven't come out yet. I think they're probably dead.
It's been 3 weeks.
But, you know, like, what if this is true? You enjoying this so far? Did you forget to subscribe? Make sure to do so. Takes 2 seconds. Just press that little button, the red one. You know the one. Just press it, little like. All right, enjoy the rest of this content. What if there are this? I mean, we haven't even scratched the surface of the ocean, for goodness sakes.
I know, right?
We've just studied 5% of the ocean. So how do we expect? I mean, just a few years ago, and this gives me kind of like consideration for the thought that maybe this could have some realness. Okay, so there's this cave in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
It's the biggest cave that exists that they've discovered so far in Earth. And inside of this cave is a tropical jungle. 14 stories down.
It's possible.
And there's monkeys that live down there. There's all these big trees. I mean, it's beautiful. You know, like, and so, I mean, granted, there's like this light hole that allows light to come into this cave, but still, like, it's like a tropical jungle.
Well, that makes sense, because there's that other thing that there's like water, and then there's like that deeper water. I can't think of the name of what, like there's like oceans in the ocean, or like lakes in the ocean even, where the water density just completely changes too.
Yeah. They
did that whole thing about that movie with the giant shark coming out of it. You know, it could be real.
I don't know about that. I haven't seen this movie with the giant shark coming out of it. Now that people are really thinking we're kookadoos. Like, oh yeah, there's a shark that comes out of the ocean that's within the ocean that, you know?
It just lives in a different temperature. No, that was like that's not based in facts, though. I don't think so. I haven't researched it. But like, there's just like more, just because you think that like, oh, because there's a lake, there can't be this other thing beneath it.
Yeah.
Because they keep finding stuff like that.
Yeah, in different rivers, within mountain ranges, within deep sea, you know, these caves that go deeper and deeper with these different, like, you know, like, but there's so much, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, the other thing is, if you go back and you like look at like pictures of Earth mm-hmm. from satellite visions.
Yeah.
They either have like this fake cloud over the top,
mm-hmm.
and everything else is clear. And then there's this white thing.
We've never shot on a clear day, apparently. Never. Never. That's impossible. That's impossible.
And then why is everywhere else fine? Little cloud there. Come on. And then there are some pictures that, I mean, whether they're fully real or not, that are allegedly from NASA that show like these darker regions on the North and the South Pole, which look like holes. And same thing for other planets, because, you know, it would be true that all of the planets would have the same compositions as far as like the ability to have that hollowness. They'd either be all solid or they'd all be all hollow in the same way.
That's
right?
why we can't find life on them, because it's in the middle. There's life everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense. It's like, oh, there's just dead rocks everywhere.
Yeah, maybe they're
protected from the atmosphere and the inside atmosphere.
Right?
Yeah. Possible.
Very possible. But no, if you look at some of the different, but each of the planets, if you look at their magnetic force field around the planets and their like different atmospheres, they all do this torus energy field. It's very interesting. And where those center points are on their poles, on their axis, and they all have an axis and a pole, like, and they're shifted different regions or whatever. But why do they all have a north and a south pole, right? Mm-hmm. And then they have the energy vortex that goes around it. So what's happening on these two regions? And there's been different satellite pictures from different planets that look like those two regions are dark. Like they're holes.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that I'm 100% sold on the hollow earth theory. I'm just saying I'm playing with the curiosity that it's very suspicious that we're not allowed, and there's a hell of a lot more than we don't know.
Yeah, of course. I think I think the fact that like you're not allowed to go there means there's something.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like it just means there's something. It's not like that you're, it has to be this huge, maybe it's these divots. Who knows?
If you like this content, make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment below. And we also have amazing link right there for some cool product. I know you want to check it out. I know you want to click it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Come on. You can do it. All right. Until next time, have a beautiful, blessed day.